Howdy y'all, I'm Wayne from Dallas, Texas, and I react to all things UK. I've got another video today to react to by Alex Travels, and this one is called Lake District, the 10 best things to do. Now I've been hearing a lot about the Lake District, and I'm really interested in it. Now I don't really know anything about it, except for I heard it's really gorgeous. Now this video is only about 9 minutes long. So I'm going to get into probably more detailed and longer videos about the Lake District later, but I kind of like to dip my toes in and get a broad overview before I try to start running down a little more detailed videos. But I do enjoy Alex Travels, so definitely I'll leave a link in the video description. You can go over to his channel and check him out. Also up on my community page right now, I got a poll going on, this one right here. If you just take a minute and go over there and vote for which one of those is your favorite. And if you're new around here, I'm Wayne, I'm from Dallas, Texas, like I said, and you can check out my story in this video over on my channel to learn a little bit more about me and what I'm doing. But I kind of want to get into this video about the Lake District because I'm really curious, and I feel like this is a place I need to see when I come and visit. So let's get started. Okay. Already looks good. Oh, is that a cave? Okay, I didn't know you had anything like that.
Hello everyone, welcome to my video and welcome to my top things to do in the Lake District that you might not have thought about. So I visited the Lake District a couple of weeks ago now and it was absolutely amazing. The Lake District is a national park in England, and not only is it the largest national park in England, it's also home to the highest peak in England, which is Scafell Pike, as well as the largest lake in England, which is Lake Windermere. So you can see why it's the most visited national park in the UK.
Right,
make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the video. And without further ado, let's begin the list. So the first thing to do in the Lake District is visit a place called Ryder Cave. Now Ryder Cave is a full-on hidden gem, and it's so surprising because it is literally slap bang in the middle of the Lake District. It's about a 10-minute drive from the town of Ambleside, which is really popular. I'm sure you might know it. So there's a few really nice walks around this cave, and you've got a couple of great options to walk to the cave. If you want a slightly longer walk, you can park in the town of Ryder itself. And if you want a slightly shorter walk, which you can see the footage of here, you can park at a place called White Moss, and it's probably about a half an hour walk through some really nice forests, overlooking Ryder Water, the lake as well, and it's just a really nice walk. So that was point one. Now let's move on to point two. Now most people will know the highest peak in England, which is in the Lake District, which is called Scafell Pike, and probably if most people are visiting the Lake District, they will opt to climb Scafell Pike. But what less people may think is to climb the third highest peak in England, which is called Helvellyn. So, in my opinion, Helvellyn trumps Scafell Pike on not only scenery, but just the enjoyableness of walking up it. And I would personally recommend climbing Helvellyn via the really well-known Striding Edge path. And that's the footage that you can see here. Now, it's a bit of a scramble that can get a bit challenging if you're not used to mountain climbing Helvellyn this way. It's not too difficult or narrow or anything, the path, but it is exposed to some really strong winds and you just need to be quite confident in your footing. But I will make another video very shortly describing this route up Helvellyn in depth because honestly it was in one of my top 10 things I've ever done, and I would really definitely recommend it to anyone visiting the Lake District. Climb up this mountain because it is amazing. You can see the entire Lake District from the peak. Okay, so next on my list is a place called Ray Castle. Now, this is called a castle, but technically it's not really a castle. It's actually a Victorian house that was built in around 1840 for a retired surgeon from Liverpool to live in. And obviously, you know, maybe this guy had some sort of passion, obsession with castles, but it's been remodeled so accurately and the attention to detail is crazy to look and replicate and act almost exactly as a castle. So this castle sits overlooking Lake Windermere, and not only can you go inside the castle, but there's also some really amazing gardens and just some incredible walks around Lake Windermere from this point. And even though it's not a really old castle, it still has a really interesting history actually. Beatrix Potter, which I'm sure you know, her house is also about 5 minutes up the road from this castle in the Lake District, which is called Hilltop, which you might also be worth a visit. But she stayed at this castle on a holiday, and it's actually classed as kind of starting off her love with the Lake District. And so you can find out all about that in the house. So next on my list, we're going to be moving on to the town of Kendall, which is home to the Kendall mint cake. So this town is really pretty. It's got the River Kent flowing straight through the middle, and with all of its grey limestone buildings, it just makes this town a really, really nice place to explore. I'd recommend a visit to the 1657 chocolate shop. Maybe as a reward for climbing Helvellyn, But you can do this as well as checking out the many gorgeous looking churches in this town, as well as the art gallery, museum, and of course, Kendall Castle. So Kendall Castle is completely free, and this castle overlooks the entire town. So it's the ruins of a classic 12th century home to the Lancaster family, who used to be the barons of Kendall. And considering that it's been in ruins since Tudor times, it's actually really very well preserved. And there's a lot of great information written around as you explore the castle and enjoy the amazing views of Kendall. So I would definitely recommend a little detour and visit to this castle. And so moving on now from the town of Kendall to a good old stone circle. So I love stone circles. I visited actually the Rollright Stone Circle, which is in the Cotswolds a while ago. I'll link my video up here if you're interested. But this stone circle, to be honest, that trumped the Rollright Stones just in terms of its location and its backdrop. You could see Helvellyn from this stone circle, which is amazing. So the Castlerigg Stone Circle is near the town of Keswick, which is right at the northern part of the Lake District, which is also near to Penrith, which is another castle that I would also suggest that you visit. There's just too many things to do in the Lake District. I can't get it all into one video, but I will leave a list of everything that I suggest you see down in the description, so feel free to check that out. Google yourself, do some research. So much to do here. And so the circle is dated back to around 3000 BC during the Neolithic period, and it just has all the trademarks of a great stone circle. There's a really nice walk to this place as well. You can walk all the way from the town of Keswick if you want, but if you want to drive really close, you can go right up to it and see the views with about a 5-minute walk. And as you can see by this videos, even if it's foggy and raining, it doesn't matter, it still looks just as incredible. So definitely go and visit. So technically, the next thing on my list is not actually in the Lake District. It's technically in the Yorkshire Dales. I visited this on the way to the Lake District, but it's really close, and I would suggest if you're going past it and you want to stop off on your trip, this is the place. This is called Malham Cove. So as you can see here, it is just absolutely grand. It's amazing. This was formed by a waterfall that was carrying meltwater from the glaciers at the end of the last ice age, so more than 12,000 years ago. And there's just some amazing walks that you can see. You can see it from the bottom, or you can walk up to the top and even look over the edge. And also within a half-an-hour walk nearby is a place called Goredale Scar. Now, I don't have any photos of Goredale Scar because I didn't personally go. We planned to, but we were running a little bit low on time. But I would definitely suggest check it out on Google. And really kind of visit it. It looked just as incredible as Malham Cove. So I'm reaching the end of my list now. Very sadly, I've got 2 more places left, and I'm going to be talking about some great towns that are in the Lake District. So firstly, I mentioned it earlier, but it is the town of Keswick, which is on the northern part of the Lake District. So Keswick is a really nice tourist town, and it actually has a really similar feel to Kendall. So fun fact, this town was actually where the pencil was invented, and it's even got a pencil museum to prove it. Can you believe it? And did I go? Of course I went. Why wouldn't I go? If you see a pencil museum, you go pencil museum. That is how it's done. So this was quite an interesting little museum. It was home to the biggest colouring pencil in the world that you can see here, and some awesome pencil facts for all your pencil needs. Some pencil art as well. And also, about the famous World War II secret map pencil, and just so many things. You get a free pencil as well. I've said the word pencil way too many times, but yeah, it's just a nice little place. I wouldn't suggest trekking across the entire Lake District to see this pencil museum, but if you're in the area, if you're close, if it's a rainy day, it's great, nice and cheap, way to kill a couple of hours and learn some great facts about pencils. And finally, we're on to the town of Ambleside. So Ambleside is a great little town. It's right in the centre of the Lake District. It's home to some little Roman ruins, which are nice to see, some really amazing places to eat, and just a really nice place to explore around. So, that concludes my video and that concludes my list. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure you check out my other videos in my channel as well. I've got a load more great travels coming up very soon. Also, if you're from the Lake District, feel free to let me know in the comments if maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something else you would suggest. And yeah, so subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
All right, bye, Alex. Yeah, how many of you folk live there in the Lake District now? I know that was just a broad overview, and believe me, I'm gonna react to some much deeper dives because I really feel like the Lake District is someplace I'd like to check out. That hike up Helvellyn, I think he said it was. That looks really interesting to me. I'd love to make that hike someday. And those two little towns he mentioned seem just gorgeous. He didn't show too much of them, but they seem very charming. And why not a pencil museum? I mean, I feel like I needed to say pencil because I heard him say it so many times. But that looks really great. So how many lakes are there in the Lake District? He mentioned that the largest one was there, but how many are there? I'm just really interested in checking out that area a little bit more and what kind of hiking goes on there. And I guess this is a national park. Can you camp in there? Are there campgrounds there? Maybe with facilities, because that's something I'd be interested in. So before I started reacting, I never knew that there were so many stone circles in your great country there. Of course, Stonehenge, we know of this in the U.S. and around the world, but I did react to Avebury, which you could check that video out on my channel as well. And that was a really good video. Let me know if you live in this area or if you just visit this area quite a bit, what else there is to do there. If there's a video reaction in particular of this area you'd like me to check it out, let me know over here. And that way I'll see that and I'll react to any video requested there for sure. So I'm just having a good time making these reaction videos, and I appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed. And if you haven't and you get a chance to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out quite a bit. So hope you folks have a lovely day. And until next time, y'all take care.